So this is another book from Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, Blue Ribbon Selection, which is to say it is a fantastic book. The Imagination Library is, if you've never heard of it, a free program sponsored by Dolly Parton that will send an age-appropriate book every month from birth until age 5, literally their 5th birthday, to anybody who's in range of a participating library. So if you are in the United States, you should definitely check to see if one near you participates and you qualify. So this one is like a lot of the other ones as far as books that promote book reading. I've heard before that the easiest shorthand in a book to learn a good person is someone who enjoys books. So obviously these are all good critters. This is Bunny's Book Club by Annie Silvestro, illustrated by Tatjana Mai-Wyss. Again, just assuming I know how to pronounce words. This also has a really useful thing in the thing. It's a useful bit of information, reading activities, for when you're reading it. Because not everybody knows how to talk about a book, and engage your child. And it talks about the fact that, some things are going to work better than others. So, Bunny's Book Club, and we have a little mouse on a stack of books. Skip the page here. I love it. Look at the animals. There's a space birdie and a prince frog and a porcupine with a balloon and a bunny and a mole and a mouse and a squirrel who's upside down. And we have a raccoon. And it looks like a mouse with a ghost. Oh my goodness, I love it. They're all so different. So this is mimicking an old style copy of how they would have a book. You would have a borrower's name and the date it was due. They get to stamp it after you write your name on there. So Silvestro, Annie, Mai-Wyss, Tatjana, Bunny's Book Club. I always like reading the dedications on these. For Joe, Sam, and Charlie, my 3 favorite bookworms, A.S. To my family of book lovers, TMW. Annie Silvestro, Bunny's Book Club, illustrated by Tatjana Mai-Wyss. Doubleday Books for Young Readers is the publisher. This particular version is for the Imagination Library, but Doubleday, an imprint of Random House Children's Books, which is a division of the Penguin Random House LLC. So, look at that bunny joyfully reading. Books are amazing. Alright, skipping ahead. Bunny loved books. Can you find Bunny in this picture? Is he the little girl? Well, I'm assuming the general here. Is it the child? Is the adult? Is it these birds? 1, 2, 3. Is it the hydrangeas? No, it's the bunny creeping over to see. Oh, it does say he. He loved them ever since he first heard the lady with the red glasses reading aloud outside the library. Oh, have you been to a book reading like this? How fun. You can see how the wildlife might love it too. As he listened, Bunny imagined himself climbing mountains. Whoop, there's a goat to meet him. captaining a ship. Oh my goodness, he's a pirate ship with cannon ports as well. Ruling a kingdom. Oh look, the elephant with the fancy little saddle and everything. I love this butterfly, by the way. I guess Kitty Cat's knocking things down. But when summer ended, story time moved back inside. Oh, poor Bunny. Excluded. Looks like this one sees Bunny. Bunny wasn't sure if animals were allowed in the library. They aren't. But Bunny was sure he couldn't live without books. Night after night, he could hardly sleep for wishing. Look at him awake. He had to do something. Look, he doesn't have bunny slippers, he has mouse slippers. How funny. So, with a flashlight in his paws and hope in his heart, Bunny jumped out of bed and tiptoed through the dark. Oh, I love how expressive they are. This is such a good series. Or a good book, rather. But when he reached the library door, it was locked. So were the windows. Bunny tried digging, climbing, and yanking. What's he in? Oh my gosh, he tried a lot. Nothing worked. Oh, poor Bunny. So he's checking the doors, and he's checking the windows, and he's checking the roof. He's upside down until he finally noticed. Would you notice, Bunny? Oh, that's a security. The book return. It's a special slot where you can just drop the books in for them to go back. The shiny handle was far above his head, but it was no match for a high-hopping bunny hungry for books. Bunny leapt. I like that he's into the stars. His tail's so fluffy. He clung to the bar, flung himself over, and wriggled his cottontail through the slot. He landed inside with a thud. Goodness me. He's inside. Bunny's eyes sparkled at the sight of the shelves bursting with books. Oh my goodness, look at all the books. This mama monster loves libraries. She wanted to be married in a library ever since she saw Beauty and the Beast with the dance in the library. But did you know she got married in a library? So dreams can come true. It was better than a field of fresh, crunchy carrots. Oh, I believe it, little bunny. Oh, the smell. Bunny didn't know where to start. He took a deep breath. It smelled as if he were wrapped inside the pages of his favorite book. Oh, look at all these paw prints all over. He followed his nose to the adventure section. There he found stories about swashbucklers, ching, 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 sharks, and superheroes. Dun, dun, dun. Bunny greedily grabbed them all. Oh, he's making a mess, but grabbing all the books. Alright. His whiskers twitching with excitement, he slipped his treasures through the book slot, one by one. Then, performing his best balancing act, Bunny wobbled home. Wob, 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 wobble. He couldn't wait to dig in. Look at that, Bunny. You can do it. And so Bunny returned to the library each night. He searched and sneaked, then scurried back to read. Soon his home was more books than burrow. One evening, a loud knock startled Bunny. He closed his book and opened the door. "Where have you been?" asked Porcupine. "Reading," said Bunny. "Why?" said Porcupine. Bunny's eyes popped wide open. "Why?" he sputtered. "Have you ever been to the library?" It was time for Bunny to let Porcupine in on his secret. He's thinking about it. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" said Porcupine. "Calm your quills," said Bunny. "I'm too prickly. I'll never fit." Bunny pushed and shoved until pop went Porcupine. Bunny slipped in and flipped on his flashlight. "Whoa," said Porcupine. "I know," said Bunny. "Do you think there's a story about balloons? I've always wondered about balloons." "Most definitely," said Bunny. Oh, look, he's showing his friend around, and they both have flashlights. Across the pond, they call them torches. Sure enough, Porcupine found books on balloons, and on deserts and dunes, on caterpillars and cocoons. When Bunny handed him one about hedgehogs, he hugged it. The two friends took turns cramming books out the slot. Their towers teetered so high they could barely carry them. Back at Bunny's, they cozied up with cups of tea and carrot muffins. Ooh, just a nice little drink and snack. Together, they read until sunrise. You need to sleep sometime. I know it's hard. You got a good book you just don't want to put down. One night, Bear noticed the light on at Bunny's. He opened the door and tripped over a stack of books. "What's going on?" said Bear. "Here," said Bunny, handing him a book. Bear made room and settled in to read. Soon more curious animals began visiting. "Do you have any books about space, outer space?" said Bird. "Burrow, sweet burrow." "Or about volcanoes?" asked Mole. "I'd like a ghost story," said Mouse. "I think it's time for a field trip," said Bunny. Oh my gosh, so many animals. I love that the raccoon's on the computer. Oh my goodness, is the bear gonna come in the turn slot? I don't think it's that big. Oh my goodness. One by one, the animals stuffed themselves inside the library. Bear caused a bit of a delay. Yep, it's like Winnie the Pooh where he's stuck. Oh goodness. They scattered about, sniffing the stacks, pawing over pages. Squirrel gathered stories about the circus. Raccoon nabbed one about outlaws and bandits. Frog found a fairy tale. I like how, like, Squirrel over here is like traffic management directing. No one heard the key at the front door. Uh-oh. No one heard the cluck, cluck, clucking of footsteps. No one heard the light flick on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I love that Mousie's reading this book. Uh-oh. "What do we have here?" said the librarian. The animals looked up in shock. Bunny gasped. Porcupine gaped. "Ugh." Bear groaned. "Ooh." "Follow me," she said. The animals marched slowly behind her. "We're done for," whispered Porcupine. "All libraries have rules," said the librarian sternly. Bunny's whiskers trembled. Porcupine's back bristled. That means they stuck up. Bear eyed the door. Bunny stepped forward to take the blame. The librarian leaned down. Ooh. "The first rule is, every book lover must have one of these," she said. She handed Bunny and his friends shiny new library cards. My little monsters each have their own library card. They can check out 5 books. "Now you may borrow books," she said, smiling, "as long as you return them, of course." Bunny couldn't believe his ears. They could keep coming to the library. Oh-hoo. He beamed at his fellow readers, then bounced to the shelves. He picked the perfect book, and he proudly checked out the very first official selection for Bunny's Book Club. Bunny's Book Club. He's very literate. Oh, look, they're sharing that book, and the mouse is here, and the squirrel and the mole, and the frog and the bear. Everybody's having fun. And that's the end. I hope you enjoyed a story about these reading animal friends. I know I liked it a lot, so if you want to give it a like and a subscribe, it's welcome. But otherwise, thank you so much for listening, and you have a great day.